Okay, so as we just discussed, how to give like the introduction of your speech, right, and how to grab the attention of your audience as a whole. And so nextly, we're going to go into what is like what you're going to be talking about as far as like revealing your topic and showing how everything kind of like comes into like that sort of nature. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys right now. All right, so as we continue here, so like what happens after you give your attention getter, right? After you have already finished like giving kind of like a figuring out a way of like how you're going to grab your audience attention. Now we're going to figure out like, okay, so what is your attention getter and how do you actually get that, right? And so this is how you can kind of navigate through this. All right. So you've already delivered your attention getter. So after your introduction, you're going to need to present the topic of your speech, right? So, like in your introduction, you're going to be giving that, but getting the attention of your overall audience is something that you're going to need to establish before you actually get into the topic of your speech, right? And this is going to be very important from your informative and persuasive. All right, so in revealing your topic, the first things that you should do is you should like definitely establish your credibility, but with revealing your topic, your introduction should give you an opportunity to be able to give kind of hints with that, right? Like, so your attention getter should be like something kind of like quirky and something that's going to like allude to like what your actual topic might be. But then in your introduction, you're going to be able to just throw out like what your topic is about, right? So if I'm talking about plastic in the ocean, I'm going to say like my attention getter would be a question, right? It's like, how much plastic do you think you need to like wrap around the world 7 times, right? And then my answer to that would be like, you need 7 tons of plastic to be able to wrap around the world 7 times, right? And then that is my attention getter. But my revealing of the topic would be like, and that's how much plastic is actually in the ocean right now. And this is what I'm going to be talking to you guys about ocean acidity and like why we should be recycling and trying to keep our oceans clean and yada yada yada, right? So that's how you'll be able to use your attention getter to begin your introduction and then reveal your topic into that, right? And so in doing so, you're going to be able to establish your credibility. And that's going to show your audience that you have like a sense of the topic, like you're well versed in it, you've done your research, you actually know what's going on. And you're going to be able to provide that through like professional research, your professionalism, your personal self, and like what something that actually matters to you. And then you're also going to be able to do that by providing statistical information, which is there's 7 tons of plastic within in the ocean right now, right? And so this is just kind of a way for you to get into your introduction and show that you actually done your research, you've established your credibility, right? Because that's called derived credibility. As you're speaking, you're showing us the statistics about it, and then you're going to move forward with that, right? Okay. So this is kind of a way in which you guys can use your attention getter to be able to have like it segue into your introduction and then tell us what's going on in the situation or your topic that you've chose. All right, so what's going to come next after that, right? So after revealing your topic or your thesis statement and establishing your credibility, you should be ready to review what's going to be in the body of your speech, right? And so this is going to be the largest portion of your speech. This is going to take up like all of your speech essentially, right? Because your introduction is going to be very short. It's like, I'm going to talk to you guys about this, and these are the topics that I'm going to cover, right? I'm going to cover why recycling is good. I'm going to cover the amount of plastic that's in the ocean, and I'm going to cover what it's actually doing to the ocean, right? And so that's where you're going to introduce all of that stuff. But the body of your speech is going to be the longest form because you're going to display to us all of the evidence and all of the reasoning and all the research that you have that shows that you've actually done everything, right? That you've actually researched everything. You're providing us with oral citations, you're providing us with statistics, you're showing us graphs, or you're showing us like your virtual background, like what actually happens to the world because there's so much plastic inside of the ocean. So this, when I say it's going to be the largest portion, it's going to be the longest as well, because this is where you're going to give all of that information to us and establishing your derived credibility even more. That way, we know what's going on in your informative or persuasive speech, and we know what you're talking about. We know it has an impact on the world, or whatever your topic might be, right? This is going to be that portion of that speech, and it's going to show how everything kind of like comes together, right? You're giving the evidence, you're establishing credibility, you're doing all of that. So, all right. So I'm going to stop the share screen, and this is going to be what we're going to kind of cover as far as like, you know, segueing from your attention getter into your introduction, understanding what your introduction is going to do, and then showing how your introduction is going to segue into the body of your speech, right? And we're going to cover that a little bit as well as the conclusion in the next video. But as of now, you guys should have already kind of like answered a couple of those questions that I've already posed for you guys. And I'm going to place a discussion post on this one just to get your guys' ideas and views about how you think you're going to be able to like navigate using your attention getters and introducing like your actual topics and thinking of ways of how to like bring about what you're going to state to us in the bodies of your speeches. All right, so I'm going to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you later.